super important video to the American public today. This one is Donald Trump talking about new strategy to combat the drug epidemic in the US. So you all know like fentanyl is a massive issue in the US now. Like 250,000 people dying, a lot of people dying from fentanyl overdose, because even just a tiny little bit can actually make you overdose and die tragically. This one's actually from last year, June 1st, 2023. It says former President Trump, but he's actually the future president now, because at the time he wasn't elected yet. He was elected back in November, but he will come into office in like the 20th of January. So this one should be incredible. Hopefully he does some groundbreaking stuff, guys, because drug overdose and abuse is a huge issue. You know, opiate abuse as well, painkillers in America. So let's see what he says about it.
For 3 decades before my election, drug overdose deaths increased every single year. Under my leadership, we took the drug and fentanyl crisis head on, and we achieved the first reduction in overdose deaths in more than 30 years.
So the drug epidemic of fentanyl overdose went skyrocketed, and under his leadership, they had a reduction in it for the first time ever in 30 years. That's pretty good.
First reduction in overdose deaths in more than 30 years.
That's incredible.
I also proudly signed the Support Act, the largest investment ever in combating the opioid epidemic. Sadly, under
opioids, like painkillers and drug abuse, that a lot of wrestlers, a lot of professional athletes overdose, rappers and stuff, because it's like they're like downers, but they make your heart stop as well.
Joe Biden, our hard-won progress has been surrendered along with the surrender of our southern border. It's such a shame. Now fentanyl and other ultra-deadly poisons are pouring into our country unchecked, stealing more than 100,000 American lives every single year, and many people think that real number is 300,000 to 400,000.
It's sad because when you think about it, you know, the southern border, guys, stops a lot of like the Chinese people bringing in. Apparently China, they ship in fentanyl and like kills a lot of Americans, so the border is a huge issue for that as well.
Joe Biden's record is one of death, destruction, and misery in communities all across our nation. When I'm back in the White House, I will take action on day one to end this horrific plague and save American lives. Joe Biden will never solve the drug overdose crisis because he is actively destroying our border. What he has done to our border, we had the safest border in the history of our country, and now we have the worst border probably anywhere in the world, including third world countries. That's what
including third world countries. Third world countries don't even have borders, man. That is a wild statement, but probably true, guys. I read somewhere they had 10 million illegal people coming in, terrorists and crazy stuff as well coming in. Wow.
Why I have previously announced I will impose a full naval embargo on the drug cartels and deploy military assets to inflict maximum damage on cartel operations. I will insist on the full cooperation of neighboring governments to dismantle the trafficking and smuggling networks in our region, and I will ask Congress to ensure that drug dealers, kingpins, and human traffickers receive the death penalty. At the same time, I will direct federal law enforcement here in the United States to take down the gangs and organized street crime that distribute these deadly narcotics on a local level. They are killing.
Yeah, the local level is horrendous as well. You know, he talks about the border and stuff, but just the local level, guys, like it seems like America is just awash with drugs, man. You know, whenever you hear about people dying of overdose, it's always like the US. And even though they have lots of money, rappers, artists, you know, movie stars, you know, no one's immune to it.
That distribute these deadly narcotics on a local level. They are killing our people. They are poisoning our beautiful children. I will permanently designate fentanyl as a federally controlled substance, and I will tell China that if they do not clamp down on the export of fentanyl's chemical precursors, they will pay a steep price.
Yeah, so that's why I said it coming in from China, which is unbelievable, guys. So the chemical precursors, it's the drugs used to make fentanyl are being shipped in from China, like millions of pounds worth. Like 1 in 8 people are dying or something on the southern border from it. It's unbelievable.
I had a deal worked out with President Xi. They weren't going to be sending any more, and they were going to impose the death penalty on those that made it in China, attacking the supply of these deadly drugs.
So what, did Joe Biden turn that around? So he got rid of that maybe? Oh my God, that's a big L. They should have kept that. President Xi, friendly with Trump, friendly with America. If they had that sort of like, bond between them. That would have been great.
Those that made it in China. Attacking the supply of these deadly drugs will be just the beginning. We must also do more to end the scourge of addiction here at home. Among the most important steps we can take is to strengthen the pillars that give life, meaning, and hope for those struggling with addiction, particular work, faith, and family. We need work, faith, and family.
Ooh, that's a nice, I like that, guys. Work, faith, and family to prevent drug addiction. A lot of drug addiction comes from lack of family, lack of support, lack of purpose. Your work, lack of purpose. The religion, the purpose that you have can come from religion, it can come from faith, God, whatever. If you guys don't have God, if you have your own purpose, whatever you have in life. I know nowadays people replace, the religion with some sort of purpose, but whatever you replace it with, guys, it's very important that you actually try and get over this addiction, because it does kill a lot of people. It's sad.
My administration will support measures to make it easier for those suffering from addiction to seek treatment without losing their jobs. We will forge new public-private partnerships for companies willing to provide job opportunities and skills training for former addicts.
That's a good one, because when you become an addict or you get on the drug register in America, I don't think you can actually get a job, or at least a check. Have you had a drug conviction? Have you sold drugs? Have you taken drugs before you get onto that level? Or if you're an addict, if you've never sold any drugs, if you're just an addict, which obviously can grip anybody, guys. I mean, that's drug addiction can grip anybody. It's good that you have a job, because more times than not, guys, if you're coming out of prison, or if you're on the streets, working is going to take your mind off it, and it's going to help you to actually build a better life for yourself.
We will expand federal support for faith-based counseling, treatment, and recovery programs, recognizing that we are going to need God's help to steer our country out of this crisis.
That's important. That is important. Whatever God you have, guys, I was born in the Middle East. I love all my Arab friends, and I love all that, guys, together. You need to have some faith. Whatever faith you have. Obviously, I'm Christian. Ireland, Christian place, like a Christian country. So you have different religions wherever you are. That's what you should be basing a lot of your faith on.
Finally, we will ensure that if a parent, child, spouse, or other relative needs to take time to care for a loved one fighting to overcome addiction, they are more easily able to take advantage of the family leave program. So important. When I'm president, we will not rest until we have ended the drug addiction crisis in America. We will win. It will happen. We have to win, though, in 2024, because our country is going to hell.
Oh my God, the end right there. Our country is going to hell. That's gas.
It will happen. We have to win, though, in 2024, because our country is going to hell.
That's gas. All right, guys, but no, a very serious topic. I just thought at the end when he said our country's going to hell, I thought that's kind of funny, but it's very true. It is very true that, you need to have some sort of reduction in the amount of deaths from fentanyl and these horrendous drugs. America is the richest country in the world. They have everything. But it seems like a lot of obesity. Now they have RFK to make America healthy again. It seems like a good initiative. They have a lot of these things, guys, that actually help the people. And hopefully, the drug epidemic will one day be reversed and everybody will be sober and happy and healthy. So I love you guys all. Drop a comment down below. I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.